So another campaign. Germany 1980. It would be nice to actually see what we're getting into here. Anti-armor platoon. Tow missiles. Missile tows. Right. It's decently fast, it's small in size. I wouldn't say cheap, but it's probably relatively cheap. Right, it's the cheapest one of the options you have. You can get a little bit larger and better armored versions. Holy shit, this actually has water movement of 2. Same with this. I think it's water movement. It's movement on land, double dots, and movement on water. So they could at least move there a little bit. There. Oh, okay, the biggest difference is really vision. This unit has a vision of 40, while the others have vision of 0. So this could be very useful no matter the environment. However, it also is so expensive. I'm not sure if I would like to buy these. Although I have like double the points I had in the previous campaigns to buy my initial army. I could buy an entire goddamn tank company to start the game with. That's not a good thing. These tanks are all the same, cost-wise. So what's the real difference? The other one has a shorter barreled gun. I think this is more about infantry support. This is tank battle. And this is a shilling. That's a club, wooden club of a sort. I don't know what it would be in this case. It has an armor piercing quality, so it could be a secondary gun or a missile system or something. Alternatively, Abrams, whichever has a vision of 40, so it is by far the best unit to go with. Also cost like almost double what the others cost. I think we want to buy a platoon, maybe not. We want these, but not necessarily to start out with. It'll cut my number of units I can take to a fraction of what I could take otherwise. Okay, I've had great experiences with the self-propelled artillery units. So we're gonna take a platoon of these. 6. Definitely will meet all our needs. This is for infantry, city fighting, any kind of fire support that needs to suppress things. These are great for that. We probably want tanks mostly. Maybe a single squad of infantry. The best thing about the dragon version, the dragon version is that it has the artificial vision, so it could be used even in night fighting situations. Yeah, this is probably okay. Stinger teams. These are fairly cheap, so this is something we could buy for every mission separately. $20mm Vulcan. We could go for no. We need a tank platoon, maybe two. I can't afford two Abrams platoons, so it has to be something much cheaper. But these are terrible. I'll have to take some half-decent tanks to begin with. Try to upgrade them to Abrams. Maybe uh, the West Scout vehicle. Anti-armor. Right, I think we should take these and think about upgrading them maybe to helicopters too. So we have some tanks, we are gonna have a light tank platoon, probably. Mm, We want numbers more than anything else. Surface-to-air missiles, 12. I don't think this is a good purchase. These might be useful, but I still don't think that's a good purchase. Light tanks have served me fairly well in these. They're fast as all hell, and if it's not a tank fight you're engaging in, they're very good at it. Uh, Improved TAL or TAL, one or the other. We can't upgrade everything, so I think we should maybe invest a little bit more in this case. Just get the improved version. It'll still leave us with 21 points, would be best spent in infantry. I don't want the anti-tank infantry, I just want the infantry squads. God damn it. Airborne company, air mobile company, so helicopters and infantry squads to carry them. Maybe we can, yeah, engineering platoon. They they're not good at long range, but they have still have an assault rifle, and they're gonna annihilate everything at close range. 11 guys in a squad, so sufficient to get almost any job done. What if the Warsaw Pact had attacked NATO in the 1980s? So this is very much armor focused. This campaign examines the possibility of an all-out assault by Soviet forces into West Germany. As the commander of a small battle group, you are to delay the Soviet juggernaut until NATO can go on the counteroffensive. Lead elements of the Soviet Third Guard tank army are pushing through the Fulda Gap. Having brushed aside the US armored cavalry screen, your orders are to delay the Soviets, to give the rest of the US Fifth Corps time to set up a defense. It is no mission. There should be a plane fight. Right, they're gonna come through an open terrain pretty much. We have 260 points, that's not a lot. This could be a pure defense mission. Yeah, it is. We have mines too. Should I take some anti-air capabilities? If I can afford it. We go for infantry SAMs. They're fairly cheap, and mainly in case they have helicopters. But we need a massive amount of artillery, anti-tank artillery of any type. Not sure which is better, Tau or Dragon. Tau is more it's a heavier missile, but the Dragon team would have vision advantage. Also, we could get pretty much double the number of them. Okay, what tanks can we get? I don't think we should buy tanks. We basically can't afford any of the good ones anyway. We should buy anti-armor platoons. This will give me quite a few missile pads. And I don't think I want the improved Tau missiles either. I'll just take the normal Tau missiles. Probably on in the G platform. Basically, I need to be able to counter a huge amount of potential enemy tanks. I'll also take infantry versions so I can lure them into shooting these first. I want numbers, so quality isn't that big of a deal. We probably want more infantry in general though, maybe anti-air capability, so infantry SAM units. At least a couple. Engineering platoons would probably be the best if we are going against tanks. At the same time, we could go for a full infantry and anti-tank squad. What about fortifications? Fortifications suck ass. They're just terrible. They're never really a problem. We could take snipers and mines. Mines would be in a very limited location. Need some snipers to act as spotters, basically. Mines so I can block some of their main paths. Force them to go through certain areas. To force Stinger's teams with nothing to back them up, though, is very, very little. 5 snipers. These are to scout where the enemy comes at us. Okay, we control everything. They're probably gonna come through the hill here, at least partly. So we'll have to have a welcoming committee for them. But most of them will come along the road simply because it's the easiest place to come through. There's not much I can do about it. Visibility is great, and I have to defend the forward positions here. Right. This is where we want the enemy to be just slaughtered the first moment we see them. And they are going to have a huge amount of their own missile systems and the like, so if we just stuck a huge amount of tanks somewhere on the hill, they're going to be destroyed fairly easily. So that's not really an option. What do you see? This is good. I can see all the important areas call. Well, I don't have artillery to call actually, so why would I take the chance of putting this here? I'd like it to support our... No, I need it to be in the back. Basically because it's an assault mission, so they will have a decent amount of artillery, aircraft, maybe things like that they can throw my way. So I need to be able to know that. What is this unit that I'm currently placing? This is the self-propelled artillery. We could fire smoke, but I don't think that's a great idea. They have no fire control. This is definitely not gonna do us any good here. They have no anti-tank capability at all. There for infantry purposes. This was I don't think this is all that good about purchasing this type of campaign, but it'll fill that role fairly well, and I don't really have anything to say about it. It just, well, if they have infantry waves coming our way that these can move in and for support, I just don't think we should really advertise their position here. For the most part, they wouldn't be able to do all that much anyway. But I want them to be ready here in case we need them. So, just going to sprinkle them about a little bit. I need the tanks to be in fairly good positions. But I don't want them to be out there in the open from the beginning. Although that might help. Because we get to fortify our positions. So if we don't just blindly react to the enemy presence, we might be able to get a huge amount of good shots there and then pull back behind the hill for cover. So I think we do need to take this opportunity to put the tanks here. But at the same time, I think we also need to put them in locations where they can just move once and they're out of sight. M551 Sheridan, what the fuck is this? This is it has the Shillig system. Shillalak. Armor piercing has a I have no fucking idea what that is. This has a very few shots in the main weaponry. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna cut it. Maybe here? We can pull back and defend the city with these. Uh, the weapons they have might be good enough to take down targets at close range. Not exactly optimal for us, perhaps. I'd like one here to test it out in long range engagement. Then we have these anti-tank missile versions. These should definitely be here somewhere a little bit separate from the rest. Three infantry squads, engineers. So sure. I don't want to pull them back here, because if everything goes in remotely our way, which it must, or we're gonna have to redo the mission anyway, they're never gonna get there. I think blocking the road might be the best option for us. We can drop some smoke and mines, so they're not gonna be that easy to take down. And this is not an easy place to reach anyway. So maybe give a little bit of room for mines and things like that. I want to be able to smoke this and pull back. Maybe smoke those two. Have them force them into driving the mines and all that. Maybe more units here. These would be missile units. Infantry missiles. These could be almost anywhere and they would still be useful. I'm sort of thinking at least have some of them here, just to provide different angles of attack. After all, we don't really know where the enemy is going to come from. The forest will provide cover if we need to withdraw, or rather when we need to. Uh, we want snipers pretty much everywhere just to have a good idea where the enemy is going to show up. And I don't have to pull the snipers away to... Oh, that's a stinger. That's also a stinger then. But these can just stay behind where most of the tanks are. Definitely don't want really the tanks shooting at them all that easily. We probably should also keep them in pairs. It'll allow them to function better. If they're in the center, they'll be able to fire at almost anything. It's probably good enough. Here they're pretty much protected, fully protected from the enemy tanks, no matter where they come from. More snipers. There are 30 build points. They might not come exactly on the road, but they will move. They have to more or less move first here. So a lot of them will move along the road no matter what. I'm more or less trying to funnel them a little bit. Not sure how much dragon teeth you really need. It'll probably prevent their heaviest tanks from doing too much. We don't particularly want our own units to accidentally go into these minefields though. So we want to keep the lines leading away from their current positions to be clear. Seven. We could try to block the direct paths leading up. I mean, there's a good chance there's going to be at least one enemy way coming through here, but at the same time, it doesn't matter if the main army here can stop their opponent from reaching anything. Maybe try to reinforce this a little bit. There's a good chance this group is going to have trouble holding their place. Hmm. If there's any kind of serious tank group coming from here, these guys can't hold it. At the same time, these are in perfect position to fire at them, so I'm not sure how that makes much of a difference. Maybe more tank obstacles. Again, to force them into places where the mines are. It's probably perfect. Okay, this is basically a gigantic clusterfuck. That's the much more likely end result of this. My own engineer started to clear out the mines. I have to say I did not expect that. There's also so much smoke here that I can't see shit. But that's amazing. That they can't distinguish between friendly and hostile tank obstacles. Just sort of depressing, that sort of shit. I don't want any kind of reaction fire. Stinger teams could be an exception, but even they should probably not fire too far away. So more or less targets that are fairly close by. That it? More or less, yes. We should not really have... okay, we probably want to move the snipers as much as possible. We are covering certain sections. We are not seeing shit here. So either they started... The reason we don't see shit is because they're coming from there. So they're probably... yeah, that would explain it all. It's pretty much the only thing that would explain it. So... move. And they are immediately react firing. Destroyed the helicopter. Okay. Yeah, that's T-80s. They are massively better armored, they have a good gun, they have anti-tank missile, and BMB-2s, good autocannon, anti-tank missiles, 73, 72, I mean, good anti-tank gun. I just don't... I hate the fact that these fuckers just... they always react shots. This guy's gonna be gone though. Okay, how are we gonna handle this? It's more or less how I imagined things to be here. Problem is, I'm not sure if I can kill them. I basically, if I can't get a significant amount of catalyst on them now, we cannot handle this. It's just too much. What I need to know also is, do they have additional armies coming here? The Stinger teams are not going to be able to do anything against the helicopters from how they're currently positioned. I believe the only reason this guy fired, or whoever it was, is because it's one of the few units that can see something. Although, there was no return fire. These have a vision of 30. How the fuck could it even fire? It literally cannot see anything. But it fired on that one. No, it didn't. If this guy fires, he's dead. I think we need to start with the dragon teams. and they are not going to be able to see anything for a while, which is fine. Ooh. Accuracy of 0%. Why? Because Dragon 2s have a range of 20, that's why they're cheap. Not because they're bad, but because they're in a position that they are going to be worthless. Can still fire on the road though. That's what. Yeah, probably on the road. And How has a range of 60. Probably going to. Okay, where the hell is this? Probably going to die the moment we fire on this, but I don't really see an option. And we do need to start racking up those kills. Probably should fire at a big tank, simply because they're a larger target. Yeah, I'm not moving to cover yet, because if we can do a decent amount of casualties, we might be able to make that an unnecessary thing. Find deep. Fuck. Might want to take that shot, even though it has not a huge chance of success. How many shots can we get from these? 4. The thing is, we don't have anti-air capabilities here. At the same time, the helicopter is not a problem now. It's not going to be a problem for a while. We killed an infantry squad and a BMP. Immediate reaction to the units. Yeah, the helicopter is now retreating on its own. Buttoned up units. Button, 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 button. Right. Nice. Potentially take down T-80. Then it's in a good spot to clickety clickety click. See anything else? Ah. Immobilized isn't exactly what I was looking for. It's just gonna stay there and cause me a huge amount of trouble. And congratulations on disarming the tank obstacles we needed to stop the enemy from murdering us. That is the best thing you ever did. Pieces of trash. This unit might be able to save my ass in this case. Enough casualties in this area that the remaining units might have trouble rallying themselves. Ah, okay. They're retreating. Yeah. Still, that's not a guarantee of anything. Also, I have no idea how good these units are. They have one Shillelag that they can use, which is a thing apparently. That's about the most I can say about it. The gun is absolutely worthless at these distances. I'm gonna have to fire at something. So, it's anti-tank missile. That'll change things a little bit. Not sure it changed things a lot. How many of them do we have? 10 missiles. I think we are okay to basically spam the enemy units with the missiles. Patterns. These might be the least useful thing I have then. They're the most costly. Hmm. We absolutely need as many kills as possible, so we're not going to save shots. Yeah, these are not going to be able to kill enough. We're not hitting shit, so we're totally reliant on the missile teams to see us through. Now these guys are not going to be able to see anything, and that's fine. Okay, so now comes the part where we decide, are we going to stay where we are or are we going to bail? And I'm not sure we have a good option here. I mean, we caused a little bit of trouble here and there, but for the most part they're progressing just fine. There's gonna be, well, button isn't that important, so they might be slowed a little bit here and there, but there's no real stopping of their incoming wave. At the same time, if I just abandon my current positions, I'm gonna be fucked anyway. Yep. I can't do it like this. The actual heavy tanks I bought are terrible at this job. Yep. This is the exact opposite of what we need. There's just no surviving if we stay. We have to fail. Just a swarm of anti-tank missiles coming your way. Zero chance of surviving. So how bad is it? Destroyed, destroyed, destroyed. That's 100, 200, 300 points, and routed, 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 routed. Even if they could shoot now, they wouldn't be hitting anything. They don't see all of us though. I think the smoke for the most part is protecting us. Okay, how the fuck can you see? You see infantry, right? So anyone who sees tanks has to go. Anyone who fired on tanks? We could get destroyed here, but I'm not sure we will. The enemy is firing at it from a long distance away. It's probably that this guy's the one who's gonna get killed. Yeah, it should have shot at one of the T-80s. Should I shoot at the Hindi? Not so sure. We have 4 missiles and we desperately need them to act in an anti-tank role, so probably not. This guy's gonna get crushed, but that's fine. Same with this. Might want to move the Stinger teams closer. They can, yeah, screw it. They are where they are. Yeah, fuck you. I'm going to have to shoot at the helicopter with my... it's not really an option anymore. You're the one who's gonna die. Right. I have no idea if we're gonna need a decisive victory here to continue on, but looking at the enemy vehicle numbers, it's not gonna be an easy thing to get a victory out of this. We bought the cheaper units, and I think it's going to make the later missions much easier for us. But that's still, that is still gonna be a big problem. Any infantry that could have... Okay, I think the light tanks that have their own missiles probably should act first. Didn't fire a missile. I guess they can in certain positions. Sort of funny that the light tanks in many ways are actually a better anti-tank unit here. Can't even kill an APC. I mean, 2 tank shells at the APC and it's not dead. Jesus fucking Christ. How am I supposed to fight against a huge tank army with units like these? I did cheap out on the tanks though, so it's that's hard to complain about. Maybe I should focus on the BMPs. They're closer. They're a bigger problem. I'll take any kill at this point. It's also pretty damaging to their infantry efforts. Right. That's within the range of the dragon teams. How many missiles do you guys have? 4. Right. It would be nice if we could actually kill something. A little bit of an effect on morale by killing the BMP2, but not much. Still, it'll help. It'll all help. More importantly, ooh shit, these tanks cost more than my tanks. Yeah, they have better equipment here. They have better equipment and more of it. The Abrams tanks would be more expensive, but I could not really afford them in any significant numbers, so yeah. What are our chances of hitting something? 55. It's fine. Not good, but there's a reasonable chance we might get a hit here and there. And we have 10 missiles, so definitely should take these chances. I want to shoot at tanks because they're bigger targets. Not even close. Yeah, this is not how you really get these things to work. They would have to hold some kind of defensive position some time. Yeah, it just doesn't work. More or less we're wasting our shots. But we have quite a bit of shots to waste, I'm not too concerned about that. Also, these guys can probably be defeated fairly easily by any kind of infantry squad. How to 3 shots. This is with the jeeps. I think this is more of a waste, but we'll see. Because they're gonna miss just the same, but they don't really have the spare missiles to keep missing. Yeah, this is fucking hopeless. I want to see if I can get even a single kill doing things like this. I mean, the same group of units slaughtered quite a few enemies last time we did this. We have a good chance of getting this helicopter though. I think I'm taking it. So not that good of a chance really. The numbers lied to me. I'm not gonna shoot at an APC. Suppose we could just hold back for now. Until there comes a turn where we can go here and not have an army of enemy units stare at us. Yeah, not even a single success with so many missiles. I think these Stinger guys should basically be on the move. This is a miracle if this goes our way. Oh fuck. Helicopter down. One of them was driven off, but the kill is actually pretty big deal. Holy shit, I didn't pay attention who fired at it. It's probably that Jeep. It's the only thing I can think of. No, it was the Stinger team, I'm pretty sure. They had 3 missiles originally, this one has 2. So the Stinger did its job, and it has a single kill. Amazing. Amaze balls, even. Right. Rifle squads coming in. Vehicles coming in. We need to create smoke or we're dead. I'm not sure I want to create it now. We have units, so I might want to move first. The tanks being the first ones. No, we can't shoot anything useful there. We are probably going to be able to shoot at that incoming column of enemy tanks though. So that would be nice. I doubt I can hit the tank there. I get 2 shots, I'm not sure if I even want to try. We might be able to get the BTR, which is a big deal for us. It's a big deal for us because it'll basically mean they'll have to drive tanks here instead of just leaving it to the infantry. It's a bit risky staying here, but how the hell can you see that but not fire? You can't see it. Yeah, this is in a position where it can start shooting at a lot of targets if it doesn't get horribly raped, so I'll try to hold it there. Okay, this is a reasonable spot to maintain. Again, a huge number of enemies might drive into our lines of fire at any moment, but currently none of that is happening. Right, these guys would technically be useful, but if we just go there and fire, we're not gonna achieve a goddamn thing. At the same time, I'm not sure what else we could hope to do. Yeah, 19 targets. Shit. Okay, could we reposition ourselves so we could wait for the enemy to come to us? I think they're driving to these flags. They don't particularly want to come here, so what we need to do is reposition ourselves in a way where we can sort of cover that. Where we can stay for a turn or two, cover that, and That's basically it. So for now, we're just gonna migrate a little bit. You need to start shooting smoke. Just got to do it. We might get rifle squad. I don't want to put smoke there because then the rifle squads can do whatever they want. At the same time, I do need to start firing at them soon. To do the same thing with the jeeps as we are doing with the other units. They need to be in position to react to the units coming from the north. We can't do it like this. This is not great, but I think this is good enough. They'll basically go around these houses, hopefully, and the other anti-tank obstacles, so we'll get another shot at them. Four targets. And useful. This is in a fairly good spot, but realistically, I might be able to shoot at something there, maybe. On the other hand, this smoke sort of looks like it's clearing, so maybe this position is just fine. Uh, we haven't moved here. There hasn't been more additional smoke fired either, so this could be in an okay position after a couple of turns. The enemy is too far away. They might even see us. They probably are. They're just outside of our range. We could try to pin some of the enemy down a little bit. These guys are mainly spotters, and I'm not sure I want to act with them now. We can use them as a distraction in a fairly tough position. This is not it. I would basically gain nothing by doing that at the moment. It doesn't look like there's some kind of secret army coming through here, and I wouldn't be too worried about it because the anti-tank missile light tanks are here. So yeah, there's a little bit of risk in what we're doing, but I don't see a huge amount of risk. Holy shit, they have a little bit of artillery. Right. Engineers are totally routed. I wouldn't say this was particularly good, but it's about as good as we can realistically expect. and have 6 targets to fire at. If you fire at something, you are dead immediately. Okay, 7 targets. We have to get kills this turn. Lots of them. T-72s would be easier targets to kill. They're also not nearly as dangerous as T-80s. Why can't I hit them? I mean, not destroying them is one thing, but not hitting them is just something else. Yeah, we're gonna be able to shoot at those soon. And I think I need to take the shots I can. Right, there aren't amazingly good targets here to choose from. Yeah, I can't really afford this. This guy is 100% dead. Yeah, this isn't going to do it. Not even close. I'm taking a big risk in trying to do what I'm doing, but it's a must thing, but it'll also only work if we actually get kills. So this clickety clickety click while their simple return fire kills us, this is not going to do it. Yeah, now we have a situation where I can't even have any kind of an ambush on them either, because the units that shouldn't really be seeing us are seeing us. Yeah, this is not good. I'm gonna have to load no matter what. I just want to sort of determine where our position really should be. We want to come here and take our spot. I don't think we can afford to come here yet. In many ways the jeeps might actually be in fairly good position to fire. A little bit suppressed, but also in a very good position. I'm afraid of the return fire that's gonna come our way immediately. So is there a way to suppress them other than sacrificing these? Mobilize. Well, that's something. No real return fire, so I'm a bit surprised by that. These guys will have to move no matter what. I could fire at the infantry. It's already retreating though. Yeah, these are fairly accurate, they just don't have the weaponry needed to actually get the job done. We need to move. Oh yeah, I recall this now. Crew destroyed. Ah, fuck this. We really don't have the correct lineup of units for this. I'm not sure where to start either, because things might go sort of okayish in a lot of positions here. But at the same time, quite a few things have to go pretty much perfectly for things to go well for us. And we definitely need the BMP there to be suppressed. 4 infantry kill at this range. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that squad is pretty much worthless now. The dragon teams might be not a bad way to begin. We have at least 3 targets we could fire at. Clickety clickety click, we're out of ammunition. And I guess that's the fundamental problem. Too much clickety clickety click. That's a good kill though, very good. Buttoned a few extra units immediately. Do we have missiles? 2 left. We definitely want the T-72. And we can't do it anymore. Suppression. Right. And this is why we wanted some of these to be shot at first. But it's pretty much the same no matter what we start with. So in that sense, yeah, we're going to have to be in a bad situation for a while, no matter what we do. The jeeps here could really make a difference. They see a lot of important units. This is the only chance they'll get to make that difference, though. Yeah, we're out of ammunition. So either we get the kills now, or we can just go home. Not sure I want to fire. This guy will basically die the moment he shoots, so... Okay, there should be 2 groups of jeeps. I used the H group. G group. Unless you get some serious kills, we are super boned. Not even going to hit the target. Just don't think that's going to quite cut it, unfortunately. You still have missiles? Yes, you do. Oh, that's an important kill. And no more missiles. One for you. And run away. Okay, not horrible. They're retreating or bottomed here. So again, it's more or less going to just spread the group apart. Some of them will continue attacking, no problem. But the force of the attack will definitely suffer because of that. These guys are still coming at us without any issues. And there's a lot of backup tanks they have still here that, if nothing else, can fire without any problems at our tanks. So things are not looking good. I'm guessing once we get to upgrade some of our units a little bit, uh, basically get the main battle tanks to Abrams tanks, that will be a huge deal for us. 7 targets. I need at least one tank to die that we can shoot at. We've had terrible luck with these. This might suppress the T-80. Immobilize is not good for us. But just another tank at firing range and can shoot at us at perfect accuracy. Huge waste of ammunition, but it's buttoned up. Buttoned up. Sure, I want to move here. This is still in a great position to counter any of the tanks sort of pouring in. If anything, if I could use a few extra ones here. Give up our place at the hill. I don't think it really contributes much to our efforts. On the other hand, this is in a fairly good position again to hinder the enemy attempts at crushing us. No targets, no good targets to fire at. We can use the anti-tank missile here to support our efforts a little bit. But these are the big deals. We could sort of move this a little bit. What do we see from here? Only 6 targets, so infantry, APCs. This is actually quite nice. Because they're definitely going to drive more units into our line of fire. They have to. All the targets are below this line. So if I could take a nice low position here. I even have missiles. One more. With any luck, the dragon teams are going to be their main target. They're not going to survive that kind of fire, but at the same time, it'll guarantee the survival of much more important troops. Okay, I think we're pretty much done here. Very important kills. Mines. Excellent. Very, very important kills. Holy shit. I don't see how that could have gone much better. They still have a robust force moving forward, but now it's mostly APCs. Tanks are following but slowly. They're trickling now. That's the worst possible thing they could do. Okay, let's see if these guys have any targets. Yes, they do, and they're tanks. I don't want to start firing with them because any kind of reaction fire will immediately cause issues. You have no longer any missiles, yeah, so you're basically a glorified spotter. This one has missiles. Damaged a little bit, I doubt it can really function. So basically the leader is the only one who could realistically maybe fire at something and get results. So we have a target. Yeah, we have a single target. It's not a good target though. I'm actually thinking of not firing. We have some suppression and the target itself isn't particularly good for us. We have a lot of other units that could take it on. Okay. You got immobilized, but you survived. We could show our face a little bit, see if we can shoot some infantry. Alternatively, suppress the BMP. I think an infantry is a much better target for us. What was it? 6 guys killed. Holy shit. That's an immediate party wipe for a squad of that size. 3 targets. None of them are tanks, so we have a chance to recharge our shots. So I don't want to fire on that BMP. Right. Its death alone is somewhat valuable. More than that, suppression effect is important, and we have more units here that are now holding their ground in important places. Hmm. 6 target to choose from. No, these will move last. They're in perfect condition and they have a huge amount of missiles. They have good targets to choose from too. Don't want to mess with that. Okay, what do you see? Routed crew. Not a problem. Infantry targets. Yeah, I'm pulling the jeeps back pretty much thoroughly. I want to mix them up with something that might actually be able to contribute something useful to the fighting. Holy shit, do we have a target? No. It's probably a crew of something. A dragon team probably doesn't have any targets anymore. A sniper could do an assault, alternatively fire at the infantry. I think if the sniper basically fires the infantry, it's gonna be killed immediately. and assault success is probably pretty small. The problem is that there are other units that will immediately fire upon us if we want to move a muscle, so we're boned. At the same time, snipers are like 1 point, and if I shoot there, I'm definitely dead. If I assault, I might actually achieve something before dying. Yeah, I can't actually assault the tank. Sniper rifle is not the type of weapon that can do that. Retreat. A chance to see a helicopter? No. I'm not sure where their helicopters were. I think they were barely in the north though. So where's the fastest way to get to a position where we might be able to fire upon them? I don't think there really is much of a position. We just need to push these forward until we see something. Right. So as far as I can see, these units are the only ones I haven't done anything yet with. So ladies, pick your targets and fire. Single T80. These can see one target extra. It's not a vehicle. Still, not a bad position to be in. 4 missile launch platforms covering this, so any tank or vehicle trying to get across that is gonna have a bad time. So more or less, I think we've secured our current positions thoroughly. The fighting is gonna continue on for some time, but it won't make a difference. They don't have the numbers to aggressively push through our lines anymore. Or I think they do, but they're trickling. That's the problem. Trickle, trickle, trickle. Also clickety clickety clickety. Yay, we killed something. Perfect. Couple nasty tanks taken away, and the rest of the T-80s here are retreating at least. Right, not bad at all. You have no ammunition. You have ammunition, but no real targets to choose from. Ooh, one. It's a crew. Okay. Hmm. Clickety clickety click. That's the sound of dying in this game. It's not like the ammunition is bad either. Just terrible luck with the shots. Also highlights the importance of upgrading our tanks. The BMP can get through if it just... I want to... Yeah, we have the missile platforms here, so I'm not sure I want to add any further smoke here. At the same time, I can't exactly survive by holding my current position. BMP will get us. I have to accept that that might actually happen. Please kill it. Ah, thank God. Ah, that's an important kill for us. Basically saves the two tanks that failed to kill it. But that also highlights how incredibly worthless the tanks can be at times. They're hugely expensive, and still you get the shit where clickety clickety click happens all the time. Please kill it. No, you didn't hit it. Well, we did hit it really, but kill would have suppressed the BMPs here. Not sure if I should stay at this point. I think it's more risky than it's really worth. Only 5 enemies. We're just spotting what we already saw. Okay, I don't see anything too bad here. Jeep down, sniper down, another jeep down. Holy shit, artillery killed the jeep though this time. Still, we've got enough kills that a few jeep losses here and there isn't gonna really mean crap to us. At the same time, they are pushing to the all-important flags, and that's something we can allow. Eight targets. Yeah, the BMPs have to be taken care of now. With the tanks, there's a reasonable amount of retreat going around. Maybe not. This isn't a great position to fire at all targets. I think we probably have units that are in a much worse position target selection wise. So it might be better to move them first. Oh shit, there's a helicopter. Where is it? There. Fine. Just wanted to know where. Okay, that takes care of the BMPs. That's very important. There's probably everything here is retreating or routed now. Four targets. Infantry over retreating tank. Or save your shots. I'm inclined to save them this time. There's a lot of armor coming our way, and this tank is pretty much harmless. We also have very few shots, so ooh, one tank inside, and it's the retreating one. Are you out of missiles? Not even close. Oh, fuck's sakes. Not that tough of a target. That'll probably go a long way in suppressing the T-72s. Right. Can't see shit. This is suppressed, so it probably wouldn't hit even if it fired on something. Right, chances of hitting are not great, but I think we have to take our reduced chances. We can kill a single one of these, that's a big deal. We definitely can't stay here though. I'll move the tanks first before deciding I'm not going to pull away totally. Why did you drive? For fuck's sake. Where would these be useful? The thing is, I don't dare to poke my head around here. T-72 will blow it away immediately. And do I have something to gain from just coming here and taking a look? No, not really. Just various amounts of tanks that can blow me away immediately. Enemies that are too far away for us to do anything with. A routed Stinger team. Not exactly too surprising, the bombardment there has been absolutely devastating. Okay, looks like we have the tank group left and that's it. 4 patterns. What do you see? Realistically speaking, we have 2 patterns. One of them that has a decent amount of targets, and that's about it. The leader. It can see quite a few T-72s, and it really should try to get a kill here. Important kill. Blocks our line of sight to the other tank, which is probably buttoned, right? So we have a good chance of surviving this. Number of attacks they can make now has been reduced quite substantially. Right, there's a few units here and there that can fire at us, but they're suppressed. So even when the inevitable counterattack comes here and there, it's not that effective anymore. There's a reasonable chance that it'll never hit anything. Still, those artillery bombardments are pretty frightening. Might start to move anti-infantry vehicles here. Yeah, I was sort of afraid of this. There's not stationary and otherwise suppressed tanks or disabled tanks there that we want to poke our nose out here. Someone's immediately gonna take a shot at us. And there's still already tanks moving. Can't see any tanks. Can't see any tanks. I think the helicopter shot at us. And we are buttoned, unable to do a goddamn thing. Rallying attempts all fail. We can just see infantry. Holy crap, we see something. Infantry. We could try to move the light tanks to the north. There's nothing coming here, that's pretty obvious at this point. And the anti-infantry, anti-tank missile capability could be very valuable, so I think it's not a horrible idea. We have two of them that can still move, the other two will be mobile. These guys abandoned a light tank in the middle of our artillery bombardment. They are basically dead. Well, that's a lot of infantry we can target, but still, this is I don't see any reason we should alter our location here. They have to drive past this point with every single tank they have, and having 4 fairly good dedicated anti-tank missile platforms there makes it a nightmare scenario for them. Right, the situation isn't exactly good for us either, though. The amount of bombardment is heavy enough that we're constantly in a little bit of trouble with it. Yeah, this could potentially be still useful, but they are gonna murder me if I stay there. I could vacate this spot, but I don't think so. Nothing of consequence happened. At the same time, I'm not sure what could have happened, really. A little bit of a rebreather. Trying to push their vehicles through, but I can tell from experience that's not an easy task to do. They have quite a few tanks at the ready. Yeah, this is very risky for us. Not sure why I even bother. The only thing I can do is pretty much suppress some kind of infantry squad there, and I'm risking vehicles in order to do it. What's this worth? 18. So it's about the cost of a jeep though, so it's not that big of a deal. But still pointless casualty if we let it die. We're expecting tanks on the next turn, so I'm definitely holding my shots. Can you carry troops? They could carry minor things like Jesus Christ, infantry anti-tank or infantry anti-air units. Not full infantry squads though. Fire back. It's gonna kill us otherwise. I can't believe you're not hitting it. It's too far away now. Okay, things are looking a bit better here. Still no good targets to shoot at, but that hardly matters. Right, I need to get the Stinger teams into better positions. The enemy helicopter is sort of testing our positions a little bit already. So it's just a matter of time before it comes closer and starts causing real trouble. Incredibly uneventful turns, which is, I suppose, a good thing. We get to the end a little bit faster. Stinger Sam. That'll buy us time. There's 5 turns left. Buying time is a perfectly viable strategy at this point. Don't need to kill it anymore. Right, so anyone spotting something? But we certainly can't let the enemy get to the flag, so... And they seem to be more or less still holding position. They're getting a little bit closer, so I don't want to stick my nose out. Yeah, they're moving toward their goal. But I should be seeing that, shouldn't I? Actually, I'm not so sure. We had a sniper here spotting earlier, but there is no sniper anymore. No. They still need to get through these. They're right at the edge of driving into them. And we have an infantry squad here keeping a lookout, so I don't think they can get there without us noticing. That's the biggest problem. And if things get too desperate, I can still bring a few extra units into that fight. Not sure it would actually end up helping us really, but yeah, there a couple of units are still sort of trying to contribute something to the enemy side. For the most part, it seems like also over for them. Unless they want to shoot at my Stinger units, I suppose. I don't see how they could really get all that much down here. And this guy is sort of again spotting the areas in front of the flag, so I'm confident we'll spot any serious effort trying to take them. Nothing to shoot at, which is again perfectly fine. That's not perfectly fine. They're shooting at my worthless dragon anti-tank units. Still not threatening the flags. So I have the luxury of not giving a shit. I think that T-80 is a better target. We're using armor-piercing ammunition with this guy instead of the Sabot or high-explosive anti-tank. No, it's definitely. I don't want to go there. I could shoot. No. I've tried this. The Shillag can only be fired if we're stationary at the start. We move even though we have a shot. It's pretty much never has shot anything. Let's see if we can sort of test that out truly. It's the only active weapon system. It's just one of the normal missile systems, so it's basically worthless if you use it like this. How in the hell can you be missing it? You have no suppression and it's an easy target. Still, we did the job we were put in here to complete. So I can't really complain too much. Yeah, there doesn't appear to be anything serious going toward the flags, which is surprising to me. I mean, they're gonna get boned totally if they don't do something to take the flags pretty much now. It's just over for them soon, so. And kill the tank. I will suppress the T-80s there. Sort of. This is probably an okay place to be. The helicopter has to fly through this if it wants to get anything done. This is not. Again, this is fine, right? As long as it sort of we have a line of sight here, so the helicopter can get closer without being shot at, we'll be fine. Again, though, not much happened. You fired at the T-80 and you didn't achieve anything. I think this is one of those times where we just need to get the hell out of here, except we can't. Shit. We could try to save his ass. Do it's pretty much impossible to fire smoke there. But this guy is dead. It is so goddamn dead if I can't do something. The engineering squad can save it, but it's not. I need to basically give myself up to do it. Right, now they know my location, so this could be pretty bad. At the same time, there are no serious threats to us here, so I think we'll be fine. And three turns left. Nothing happened. Not a goddamn thing. Can I even see any serious things? Yeah, they have T-80s getting closer, things like that. But that's pretty much the only thing happening here. Yeah, we're not even seeing anything too interesting. There are a lot of immobilized units, so repair costs are going to be significant. There are 2 helicopters. Not sure I should fire upon that. But what else is this good for? We abandoned the Sheridan here. Fair enough. We have a chance to shoot at the Hind. I think we're gonna pummel it as best we can. There's not a reason. We don't have good amount of targets to it that we are expecting at this point. So more or less, there might be a tank or two coming in the multiple follow-up turns at some point, maybe. But the Hind also is in a position to fire directly at us, so if we don't try to do something to it, let's try the Stingers first though. There's a good chance at least one of them sees it. Nope. Not even from here. Oh crap. So what are our realistic chances of getting it? Game says that there is a chance, but I'm not all that convinced. At the same time, we did fire on one of the Hinds with a tank, and I think drove it off at least. These are missiles, so there's a chance they could hit. Just a little bit dubious. I think I might be revealing my location and wasting missiles. Yeah, so we achieved nothing, we wasted all our shots, and we showed them my location. So yeah. Again, nothing happening. Not a goddamn thing. Ooh, I'll take that back. They're throwing their last tank or two pretty much into the fray now, which is fine, but I'm not sure how it really end up helping them all that much. No, there's at least two tanks that are in action now. They're trying to come through the tank barriers. And I think there's a third one, right? But not nearly as simple as that. A little bit outside our firing range. I don't think I have anything to counter that particular tank. Hmm. Right, so these guys are the only ones who can act, and they can fire at two T-80s. They can kill the other one too. Even if they had additional forces there, they would be destroyed. Yeah. So I think we're fairly safe at this point. Last turn. Didn't kill the helicopters, but we drove them away, and there's no more time. So 2,828 versus 128. Still, that's 3 weak vehicles we lost, and we need to upgrade those vehicles quickly because what we're doing now, that's not gonna work. Especially the main battle tanks are worthless, more or less. Not entirely worthless, but we can't rely on them. They're big, easy to destroy with missiles and enemy tanks, and they can't really take down the enemy tanks. They're great at taking down the BMPs and APC type unit. What is this? This is Germany. Germany 1N. Veteran. Veteran. Veterans. A lot of veterans. I think we should, basically when we lose a tank, I think we should just change it instead of repairing it. M1 Abrams it has better fire control, it's smaller in size, it has better vision, it's faster, it's a massive upgrade in pretty much every way. It's fairly expensive though, so we can maybe upgrade one unit per mission. Repairs themselves were fairly affordable. Can I want to see if we have a helicopter option. Yeah. Cobra! Either sort of a anti-infantry Cobra or anti-tank with 8 anti-tank missiles. Speed of 82, size 2, so it's pretty much impossible to hit, and it can take down half a dozen tanks very likely. Be exactly where you need it to be, spot exactly what you need it to spot, and so forth. Also, the self-propelled artillery units seem to be somewhat worthless in what we are going to have to do here. I'm thinking we probably should try to change them to something else. And I'm thinking the change will be for Cobras! Maybe not all, but some of them. I mean, it is great at spotting. Will annihilate infantry because we can just go close at them, and it will annihilate tanks. They do have a lot of anti-air vehicles, so we have to maybe keep things under control a little bit, so not go overboard with those. But yeah, I consider this a success. It took so long though that I don't want to buy new units and do all that, or at least deploy them. Soviets suffered heavy losses but still managed to go around our forces at the Fulda Gap. Now the Soviets are probing for a weak point in our lines. Latest satellite photos indicate a Soviet mechanized regiment, along with armor support, split off to the south toward Buraknov. Your orders are to engage and pin down the Russians while we ready our forces for a counter-strike. So it's just a river crossing. What the hell? How is this a river crossing? Because there's some water in it, and they have to cross it. Actually, I don't think they have to cross it. There's probably objectives on both sides, so I can't keep it up. But I could avoid a huge defeat by just destroying the bridge. Don't think I have that luxury. More or less, it looks like we're probably going to have to deploy at the edge of the town, maybe on that hill, and just defend against them. It is a defense mission. It is not. We don't have the artillery that we would have on an assault or a defense mission, so it's more like a meeting engagement or likely a delay mission. Gunships. Don't think this is a good use for our points. We clearly want things that are sacrificial. The Sheridans are acceptable. A bit on the expensive side, I think, for the price of a missile launcher, basically. Infantry is pretty worthless. We want a lot of long-range anti-tank capability. Napalm, Hayway, 2,000-pound bombs. Light bomb, standard ARM. I have no idea what that is. Probably a missile of some sort. It's an expensive price to pay for such a missile, though. We could get an entire platoon of tanks with this cost. In exchange, this is just 4 missiles. We could get about 50 anti-tank missiles if we would take tanks. I feel like the cost system in general should be better. Like, there should be maybe divided in at least 2 portions. The actual army units you can buy and support units you can buy. That way you could allow for significant cost on the support side without bloating the army. Depleted uranium Go 8. This would be a very different type of a support vehicle. Basically, it's not good for us. The thing is, it's good against tanks, and it has 20 shots or 20 ammo. So you could call it again and again and again, and it would very likely destroy tanks. The problem is any army with reasonable anti-air defenses like anti-air missiles can shoot this down fairly easily. It's big and it's slow. Right, I'll leave this for another time.